Hello, my name is Jen Cox, and this is my discussion thread for Counseling 501. And I'm going to be talking about a professional counseling informed consent form that I found online. And I'm going to be comparing that to the APA Code of Ethics, as well as the State Board of requirements for a Code of Ethics in the state of Washington, where I'm from, and where I hope to be practicing counseling in the future. So, and also my reaction to it. So, the form that I found was from an organization called Olive Branch, and it's olivebrancha.com is where it can be found. The form talked about a little bit of the background of the organization, their philosophy, risk and benefits to counseling, considerations when minors were being counseled, a disclaimer for what would happen when or if the counselor had to attend court for any reason, electronic medical records, and yeah, so those were some of the specific things that I seen that it covered that were interesting. But compared to the Washington state requirements, it was very lacking, even though it was a pretty informative form. So Washington state requires that prior to the treatment that this form is filled out. It also requires that the counseling agency and the name of the counselor is put on this form, as long with their license number. The education and training experience and of the counselor needs to be on the form, as well as the methods and techniques and any references that you can give to the client about the counseling types that you will use, the different theories or types of counseling you will do. Billing practices and advanced, such as paying in advance or giving refunds will have to be disclosed. Of course, you have to talk about confidentiality. It also says that you have to list the State Department of Health as the complaint agency, and that they're not liable for any of the specific practices that you do in your organization as a counselor. And it also states that the clients will choose the best fit for them, so they're able to basically decline the counseling at any time. Now the APA Code of Ethics, when I read it, I only seen one paragraph that talked about Code of Ethics, and that was A.2.a. And it said that the client is able to choose how long the session lasts. It says that the rights and responsibilities of the client and the counselee should be in writing. It states that the informed consent is an ongoing process, so you should be continuously giving informed consent for different things that you're doing as a counselor, and then also making sure that you appropriately document everything that you do as far as informed consent, but everything that you do anyways, because your client is going to be able to see those records if they request them. But the APA definitely has a few different, it has quite a few different sections, and in my opinion, just about every single section has something that should be covered with the client. So, definitely confidentiality and privacy, the relationship with other professionals, so, how that relates to the client. So, the fact that my supervisor is going to be seeing the medical records of the client. The evaluation and assessment of the client and how they're doing should be talked about. Any research and publications that you're in as a counselor should be shared in some way with the client, and they should be able to see those. And of course, if there's a distance or telecommunication for your client, you should definitely add that to your Code of Ethics. And you should talk about social media and how you handle that as a practitioner. And then also, of course, resolving ethical issues. Now, one of the things that I think I will do in the future as a counselor is write my own kind of standing operating procedure based on the Code of Ethics. And what that would look like would be me saying specifically what I would do for each and every situation that is covered in the APA, the Code of Ethics. So, but thank you for listening to my video, and I hope that I get some positive feedback. Thanks.